Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Potty Plan Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. Today, we are going to be reviewing Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. I have a pack with all three of them, so I don't actually have a picture, but there's two pictures from the movie on the back, so I thought I'd show you that. But Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace was released in 1999, and it stars Ewan McGregor, Liam Neeson, Natalie Portman, Jake Lloyd, Ian McDiarmid, Pernilla August, Ahmed Best, Ray Park, and Andy Secombe. It was directed by George Lucas and is produced by George Lucas. So this movie is the first prequel in the Star Wars trilogy. They had the original one that came out in the late 70s and early 80s. And this movie came out in 1999, the first year, the year that I was born. And this movie takes us all the way back. Like, this movie takes us way, way before the events of A New Hope. This takes us back to when Anakin is just a child. The Clone Wars hadn't even started yet. So in this one, the planet of Naboo is being blocked. But they have a blockade by the set up by the Trade Federation. And the Trade Federation is supposed to be neutral in the war, but they're actually being run by the Separatists. And on the planet of Naboo, because of this blockade, and they can't trade, the people of Naboo are starving and dying. And so Princess Amidala is very, very desperate to solve this and get food to her people because they're suffering and they're dying. And this shows how Anakin became Obi-Wan's apprentice, and how Palpatine became the head of the Republic. And yeah, this just takes us all the way back to beginning. What can I say about this movie? This movie has been very, very divisive since it was released back in '99. It has divided the fan base pretty hard. Some people really love it, some people don't. Some people think it's okay. There was a lot of mixed feelings that came from this movie, and there was so much hype around it too. Like, this movie was hyped up. People were going into this like, man, this is going to be the best movie ever, and then they came out and they didn't think it was that great. Personally, I think it's fine. I like it. There are a lot of people who like the Star Wars prequels, and they have had to deal with people telling them that they're terrible for years and years and years. There is definitely a following for these prequel films. I myself enjoy them, especially that third one, but I think the first two are just fine. But I really, really, really like Revenge of the Sith, and I will review that at some point. But yeah, it's a pretty divisive movie, but we're going to talk about this movie now. So, what are my pros for this movie? It's casted very well. I think that Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor were, especially Ewan McGregor, perfect. No one else can play Obi-Wan Kenobi. Nobody. That was Ewan McGregor's role, and he nailed it in all three of the prequel films. It was really well casted. It's got some great action in it. It's all filmed at wide angles. You can see everything. Beautiful choreography, especially in those lightsaber sequences. The music is great. It's really great, especially that Duel of the Fates. Man, I swear, I think that there should be a record of that song locked up in a vault somewhere in the Arctic, so that if the world ever ends, we still have a copy of that song, because it is a pure masterpiece. It's one of the greatest pieces of music ever written, and I also have always loved that celebration music at the end of the movie too. But all the music is great in this movie. It's got great costumes. The pod race sequence is really, really fun to watch. I've always loved that. Yeah, like I said, the lightsaber fights are great. The special effects, some of them hold up really well, but this movie looks pretty dated. And at the end of the movie, there's 4 events going on, and it cuts back between all 4 of them constantly, and all of them are great. Really, really fun to watch. Now let's get to my cuts. Like I said, the special effects look really, really dated. There's a lot of digital effects used in this movie, and it does not hold up. It really doesn't hold up. The space battle looks amazing. So, like I said, some of the special effects hold up, but it's a really, really dated film now. the movie, part of the reason why this has divided people is because a lot of people just think it's boring, because this movie is really all about politics. And it's got Senate meetings. It's about like this trade negotiation and taxation. And a lot of people watch this movie and they're just like, who freaking cares? Personally, I don't mind it that much, but yeah, I mean, it can be kind of boring. This movie can be a little boring, I will admit. And you know, one of the interesting aspects of this film is that Liam Neeson, when he was offered the role of Qui-Gon Jinn, he was so excited to be in a Star Wars movie that he didn't even read the script before he accepted the role. He didn't read one word of the script. He just accepted. Yeah. Let's talk about Jar Jar. Jar Jar is commonly, I think Jar Jar might be like the most hated movie character of all time. He is considered to be extremely annoying. The thing about Jar Jar is that people who grew up with this movie, they really, really hate him. And people who are kind of new to the Star Wars fan bit, who are kind of newer to Star Wars, they don't really mind him so much usually. In fact, because I was born the same year that this movie came out, I didn't really mind Jar Jar that much, but I never really have. But the new Jar Jar in the Star Wars series is Rose from the new trilogy. Now, her I cannot stand. I would rather watch a 3-hour movie about Jar Jar than a 3-hour movie about Rose. I'm serious. She's really annoying. If you hate Jar Jar, believe me, I get it, but I really hate Rose more. Now let's get into another one of my cons. When the whole sequence when the characters are on Tatooine, Obi-Wan is barely there, and then he's the one who, essentially, in one of the plots going on, who saves the day in his plot at least. At the end of the movie, and it just kind of felt weird because he was barely there for that Tatooine sequence, and he pretty much just disappears for a long time in this movie, and that feels odd whenever I watch this movie, to just see him suddenly thrown back in the mix and get so much screen time. After he got a bunch of screen time, then he got like none, and then he got a bunch after that. It was really weird. Yeah. This, I think you can see why this movie has really divided the Star Wars fan base for so long. Even like George Lucas and the other people who made this movie, even they were like, when they first sat down to watch this movie, and there's footage of this, by the way, they were like, like they knew they kind of screwed up. But episodes 2 and 3 were a lot different from this one. So, and he took some of a lot of the criticism from this movie to heart. George Lucas did, and the other ones were a lot different from this one. I would actually still say that this is better than Attack of the Clones, though. If you like Attack of the Clones better, that's fine, but I personally would rather watch this than Attack of the Clones. Oh yeah, I forgot one of my other cons. Remember, like, at the end of the movie, the whole space battle sequence when Anakin, like, young Anakin is there, and for whatever reason, when he gets in the ship, there is a perfectly good, like, helmet that fits him perfectly. Like, why is there a child-sized helmet in this fighter's cockpit? It doesn't make any sense. Like, imagine how much better that scene would have been if he put on an adult-sized helmet and throughout the scene, it was kind of moving around on his head a little bit. That would have been cute. That would have been so much better. Like, but George Lucas doesn't think of things like this for some reason. So, that, yeah, I think that was a real lost opportunity. I mean, it's not anything big, but it's just like, it would have made that scene better. But anyways, I'm done talking about this. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, I am going to give a 75 out of 100. 75 for Star Wars Episode 1. I like this movie. I do. If you don't like it, believe me, I understand why. So, don't get me wrong, I really get why you don't like this movie, but I personally don't think it's that bad. I enjoy it when I watch it, but I will admit it's a letdown, especially because this movie came out after episodes 4, 5, and 6, and those are three of my all-time favorite films. And so at the time, to see a Star Wars film that was just okay, that was really disappointing. Really disappointing. Yeah. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Potty Planet Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave movie suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at Potty Planet Entertainment for channel updates, and much love.